Well, too late, die of excitement. Yeah, heart attack and died. Alrighty.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Now we're gonna go this way.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring.
Yep.
It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room.
It's nice in here, chat.
Room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
I mean, yeah, I mean, look at that. It's the mountains. It's snow. Like, who doesn't like snow? For someone
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
I mean, these paintings are actually nice. Look at that, chat. It's the ocean. It's a
Stanley
leaf.
sat around waiting for more dialogue. But when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
You creeped them out too much, so they left. Damn. Wait, what does that say? That says something there. I can't read it. What does that say, chat? There's words on the clock. I can't read that. It says. Oh, whatever. Is there no more dialogue? Is he done? Is he really done? Ah. Okay, fine.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Yes.
Oh, no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
It's the closet room, alright? There's nothing wrong with the closet room. It's awesome in here. I mean, look, I got a mop bucket, I got a broom, I got some cardboard, I got a hose, you know, we got a wrench, tape, wrenches and stuff. Like, we got so much stuff in here, chat, we can use. We can have an amazing time in here. We can have the world of imagination in this closet. Like, it's a closet, chat. Does not seem the narrator realizes their one-time due to benefit. English, I am sorry, I cannot read for crap. Does it seem that the narrator realizes how awesome the room is? Yes, this room is very awesome. Besides, I found used condom. What, Meows? Besides, I found used condom in there one time due to some investigations at school. Okay, we're leaving the closet. Can I go back in? He's not gonna say anything else. Okay.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Is there anything in here now? Is there anything different, or is it just the same? It's this. Wait, what? Oh wait, it changed. Oh, interesting. I still have no reflection. I'm still a vampire. Cool. Neato. Some people get too excited of the broom closet. I mean, the broom closet's amazing. Oh? What the hell is that? What is that? What is this? Why? Why is someone pointing a gun at a panda? Elevator. Alright, chat, we're going up or down? Where are we going? We're going up or down? First person to say what, we're going okay? If it's up, we're up. If it's down, we're down. Where are we? Okay, you said up. Alright, we're going up. Hey! Is this elevator music? Stanley! Well, this is nice. Another hour elevator content. Yay! Yay! Oh, we're here. What? Maybe we gotta go down. Oh my god, this elevator leads nowhere. What a waste of time.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845. 2845. Forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself. And Stanley got the hell along with the story. What did he do?
He's so mad. He's fucking pissed off. I am curious. I am going to do one time with the whole elevator up and down, just once. Just once, chat. The mirror getting impatient. Yeah. We're just going to do one thing, right? If anything changes. If it doesn't change, then we're going to actually progress.
Nope. Never mind. Stanley actually got back
Nope, it's the same, okay.
And went back up. Silly me. Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out.
Yep. I'll go back down so we can actually progress to the story. God won't let me have that sheet. Ugh.
Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office.
Yep.
Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just
I get it. Can we go back down now?
What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling
Yep. Thank you, narrator. Thank you.
Rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow.
Thank you, narrator.
I'm bolted to the edge of my seat. Incredible.
I should go back down.
Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again. Ladies and gentlemen, how does he keep coming up with all of this? Surely this time Stanley will walk forward into the spooky corridor, won't he? Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Escape. We're going to see what escape is all about later, okay? It's a big button, Chad. It's a giant light button. I'm gonna click it!
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I guess we'll find out. Ooh! Another button, Chad. Yeah!
We need that sticks?
Yeah. Click.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed.
Oh,
each
my
bore the number of an
goodness.
employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
This is going to be one of those type of scenarios, one of those movies.
This mind control facility,
It's like all
it was
simulation,
too horrible
Chad.
to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it?
No! That can't be
No.
possible.
He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It
Never,
was
no.
unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Eternally moderated because you are an... because I'm a vampire.
Here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Idle awaiting input. I'm gonna turn it on.
Oh, Stan, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do.
Okay.
You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode.
Nuclear?
Detonating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going.
Oh,
what all
no.
this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated?
Somebody tell me this is
All right.
not good, chat.
You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though. This version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich.
What does all this means, chat?
Go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow.
5. Am I looking for a 5?
What's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button
lots of
to
buttons,
button,
so
screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones, or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here
button
will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved?
5.
Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you...
I have no idea what this means.
Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here. Just you being blazed.
427.
Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me.
Oh God, wait.
And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever up.
I think the thing was 427. Wait, no, chat. You remember that thing earlier? The numbers 427. Maybe that's my escape plan. Maybe that's what I'm supposed to type in.
Were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
We're gonna try that. Okay, we're gonna try that code 427.
When Stanley came,
if it's not it, someone do me a favor, look it up, right?
He entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here.
Perhaps there's a way to escape.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office.
No, they locked it. You are
Coming to a
427.
staircase, Stanley
I am
walked
427.
upstairs to his boss's office.
That's my office. I'm stupid.
The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Could he really be all alone? This was too much for Stanley to take. Too much for any man to take. He fell to his knees, bursting into half moans, half sobs, the guttural retching of life from a man denied any hope, any reason to keep going. Here on the floor, he lay prone, paralyzed by fear for... Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Hey! Oops.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
I do believe you can, like, disable the nuke and stuff. Again, I don't really know if you can or not. But we're gonna figure that out.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Because I don't want to be wasting no one's time here.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I wish I could sprint.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Right, then we move forward.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Yep. Cool. Alright, chat, so this is what I'm doing, okay? I am looking up a little YouTube tutorial, alright? Now, I'm not sure this is cheating. Probably is. But I do want to see if we can survive this explosion. And my god, this tutorial is a little long. It's like 5 minutes and 30 seconds long. This guy is pressing a lot of buttons, and he seems to be progressing from what it seems like it. Oof. God, do I have the time to even do all that? Yeah, I am not doing that. We're just going to we're sticking to normal ending. that's too complicated. And I'm not going to be running around pressing buttons, wasting your guys' time. Just too much. Too much, chat. So we're gonna get the actual ending.
And when at last he found
human life, not including vampires.
blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty.
Darkness.
Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine. Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away.
Yes.
Yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do,
Green trees,
or how to
houses.
Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing.
So pretty, Chad.
Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
The end. Complete the Stanley Parable. Now that's the canon ending, but there's more to it here. Before he stumbled on a branch and died.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Now, I know Lar did this a while ago in his video. It involves this window here. I think it's this window, I'm not sure. But you can... God, how did you do it, Lar? He like went up on the table here. I want to say it's this window. God, I wish you can jump in this game. The jumping would be such a nice feature. Was it this window? How do you... Like, you're able to get on top of this table. It's either this table or the next table over here. Is it? Is it? Come on. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, come on. Yes, yes! Yes!
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
Are you sick of this gag yet? No.
Ah, then in that case we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different? Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option? Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer?
sorry.
How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is rich. Perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky. Well now, I've built up the other option so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
So wait, he made another option for us, so apparently. Begin the game again. Okay, let's do that again, chat. Apparently he
All of
has
his
something up for
co-workers
us.
were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, I'm on.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Go back out here again.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map
Yep.
until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
Yes.
Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just hit escape and restart the game any old time you want. Like, right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain.
Hey, this is
There
nice.
once was a man named Stanley, who people considered so manly. But the truth must be told, he was not very old and was quite particularly gangly. What Stanley liked most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton. Did it all day in a meaningful way, but his brain had long ceased to function.
I love this
Which is
song.
why he is in this parable and lives an existence quite terrible. And if you are not strong and keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable. You too will become quite unbearable.
That was beautiful. You said 6.
I'm scoring. No?
Is he just gonna keep playing? Yeah, this is nice. This is nice guitar playing. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, Chay, you gotta think about it, like how long this took to make when it comes to the endings and stuff and the narrating. Like, it's crazy. Like, a lot of work had to be put into this game. Like, it must have taken like maybe months or maybe a year or two to even come up with such creativity when it comes to this game. Like, honestly, it's a masterpiece. Alright, we're just gonna do that. Alright. I will continue, but I do need to do something, chat, and I do need to get going. So I do hope you guys enjoyed. If you liked it, please let me know. I'm also going to be posting it to my channel as well, because I also am recording. So yeah, you have not even reached the Deluxe content yet. I have not. No. I only heard this game because of one of my friends. His name is Lar. I'll leave a link in the description. At least in my channel, of course. If you want to follow me on YouTube, it's Chief Moontail. So go ahead and follow me. I post some content there. So yeah, and when it comes to Stanley Parable, if you want to check out Lars' content, again, I'll leave a link to his channel so you can see what he's all about. Good content creator, good editor. He edits a lot. I'm not an editor. I don't have to edit, so my stuff might be longer and boring, unfortunately. But do give him a follow as well. He's a Twitch streamer too. So yeah. But enough of that. I do gotta get going. Hope you guys enjoyed. Your knee hurts. I'm sorry to hear that, Meals. But yeah, hope you guys did enjoy. I'll catch you all in the next stream or episode. So peace out, everyone. Goodbye.